blaring red beacons that refuse to obey traffic rules. A cavalcade that refuses to make way even for ambulances. All evidence of the feeling of entitlement ingrained in our political class. The Supreme Court may have done away with the Lal Batti, but the mindset remains. And so the Brihanmumbai Municipal Corporation has collated a list of 40 VVIPs and directed all its hospitals to treat them like royalty.
BMC has issued a circular and has sent to all the civic hospitals in the city of Mumbai, clearly stating that the VVIPs, the 40 names including the BMC Commissioner Ajoy Mehta, the Mumbai Mayor, the group leaders in the BMC and also the ward corporators should be given preferential treatment and should be treated on priority. Not only that, even their relatives, their family members should be treated on preference and priority. In fact, I have the list with me. If I can ask my camera person to zoom in, it has all the list, the group leaders, which also includes the Ajoy Mehta, the commissioner, BMC commissioner's name, the chairman of the special committee, the members of the special committee, and also the ward committee. So these are the names, of course, from all the wards. You can see, of course, when we spoke to the civic hospitals concerned, what they tell us is that the doctors, what they told us, this circular has been misinterpreted. They are not going to discriminate between the corporators and the patients. All of them are equal for the hospital authorities.
So while the Aam Aadmi waits in queues for something as basic as their right to healthcare, this elite list, which includes Mumbai Mayor Vishwanath Mahadeshwar, BMC Chief Ajoy Mehta, group leaders of the BMC from all political parties and all their relatives, will just stride into a BMC hospital and take preference over everyone else.
I personally feel there should be nothing like VIP culture.
It should be scrapped with immediate effect. Why give the priority to the relatives or the recommendations of our certain corporators?
But I am totally against it. I think we already have a system of priority in place across the world, and that is the most serious patient gets the treatment first. I don't think you should change that or override it in any way. The second thing, which purely from the Indian point of view, is what happens if there's a doctor who's treating a very seriously ill patient? Does he stop at that time and see this patient, this VIP? What happens if that patient dies? Who's responsible?
I think this has been misinterpreted in the sense that currently you have to understand that the corporation deals with a huge influx of patients. Like, I mean, totally, if you assess all over the corporation, there are 1.4 crore patients are being seen on an outpatient basis. That's a huge number. And what has happened now is the current corporators, almost everybody is new. So they were facing some difficulty with communication in hospitals. So it's basically a thing that there should be better communication. Corporators are public representatives. So whenever they come, they should be, I mean, cognizance should be taken. Try and resolve issues.
And in terms of treatment, sir, for instance, if there's a situation where a public representative has come along with their relative and they want to be treated here in the Sion Hospital, and if there is another patient which is equally serious, who's a common man, in such instances, what the hospital authorities will do?
No, we never compromise on criticality. Like I said, a critical patient is a critical patient.
You're watching The Urban Debate on Mirror Now. I'm Faye D'Souza. Thank you for joining us. Well, the Lal Batti system is out, but the mindset still remains. In what seems like a shocking story, the BMC and a BMC-led hospital, owned hospital, has sent out a circular to all doctors. And the doctor's circular simply says this: all doctors and workers of our hospital will have to talk politely with members of parliament, MLAs, corporators and other public representatives. Patients referred by them should also be given treatment on priority basis. Establish a rapport with the patients and their relatives so that the relationship of trust can be built. Attached is a list of members of Public Health Committee, Standing Committee, Education Committee, Improvement Committee and group leaders. And this notice went then out to the doctors of the KM Hospital with an entire list of important people in the city who should be given preferential treatment when they approach the hospital in Mumbai. That list of dignitaries is on your screen, viewers. These are the people that you're looking at right now. These are the names and the photographs of the people who are supposedly more important than you and me, who are supposedly more important than any of our family members who might be in need of medical care. These people think that when they go to KEM hospital, they should be given preferential treatment over you and me. If they bring someone or refer someone, the person whom they're accompanying or the person they are referring to, what we call a sifarish in India, those people should be given preferential treatment. Is this the 1970s? Why is it that these people on screen find themselves in such an important position that they can't bear to wait in line like the rest of us? I'd say they should wait in line. You know why? Because these are the people who decide how many more hospitals should be built, how many more beds, how many more doctors, how many more nurses, how many more facilities. If they never stand in line like the rest of us, they will never feel the pinch of the lack of services for patients who are standing in line. And also fundamentally, if I recall correctly, our Prime Minister put out a diktat saying nobody is more important than everybody else. Every person is important. So I want to understand why the dignitaries on our screen right now think that they can't wait. We must, but they are somehow better than us. That's the question we're asking this evening. VVIP patients, should we allow them to actually continue with this list? Joining me on the show, Balchandra Sirsat, Vice President of the Mumbai BJP, Rita Gupta, Vice President of the MNS, Clyde Crasto representing the NCP, Sunil Yadav is the corporator of Andheri in Mumbai, who is the gentleman who recommended this move, from what I understand, to the BMC. We'll ask him also what his thought process was behind that recommendation. Padma Shri Dr. Mohsin Wali is a physician to the President, Pranab Mukherjee. Dr. Wali, thank you for joining us. Dr. Suleiman Merchant is the Dean at Sion Hospital, another BMC-owned hospital in Mumbai. Sandeep Acharya is a senior journalist at Lok Satta who's been tracking hospitals for a very, very long time. So he's joined us in the studio. And Dr. Sagar Mandara is a psychiatrist, and he's also with the IMA Youth Wing. He works, incidentally, with KEM Hospital, which is the hospital in question. Opening statements from everyone on the panel. I'm going to start with Dr. Suleiman Merchant, Dean of Sion Hospital. Dr. Merchant, do you believe VVIP patients is an important thing? Do we need VVIP patients? Are these patients in some way more important than the rest of us?
Absolutely not. I think the whole circular is being misread. Like I've said before, there are new corporators, there are new residents. So to make everybody aware that there are public representatives, the list was provided. It wasn't meant to be that these people have to move anybody out. We have time and again said criticality. I've already mentioned earlier in my recorded statement that criticality is the only issue. There is no other issue that decides patient care. If a patient is critical, he will get top priority. If 10 patients are critical, all of them will get top priority. There's no question. It has happened before, and we've taken that decision. So I think this circular should not be misinterpreted as saying that...
But tell me how I'm misinterpreting the circular. If the young doctors, you're saying there are a lot of new doctors who've come in who might not know who the members of parliament and the MLAs and the corporators and other public representatives are, so they need to be sent a circular with names on it. Why do these doctors need to know who these people are?
That's a very good
question. What good will come from the doctors knowing who these corporators are? Please tell me.
That's a very good question. If you've been following the healthcare system, what has happened is because of the assault on doctors, security has been restricted. So more appropriately, it is a question of whom should be allowed in the hospitals without the regular passes. And public representatives being as such, they would be the ones who are allowed. So if the doctor wants to question who is this person who has been allowed?
Why are public representatives allowed in hospitals without... please, I don't understand. Why are public representatives allowed in hospitals without passes?
Because they are not patients, but they are public representatives. So they have come for various issues. They can come and discuss patients. They can come and give grievances for patients. That's not an issue with us. It has happened for a long, but those patients do not get priority. That's what I'm trying to say. As a dean, I sit in the dean's chambers and we get hundreds of patients every day, some with corporators, some without, but we give equal preference to everybody. There is no question of giving preference to corporators' patients, especially critical patients, abandoning critical patients. In fact, I want to go on record that the corporation, BMC, hospitals, I can proudly say any critical patient is not refused at all. because he doesn't have money, because he doesn't have anybody known.
Right.
Unknown
Sandeep,
patients are taken in day in and out. Sion
Sandeep
Hospital is the
Acharya,
largest trauma care center of Asia.
Has a patient never been turned away from a government hospital in this city or any other city because they were not a priority?
ये बात नहीं है उसके अंदर. सर्कुलर जो निकाला है, आप देखिए, सर्कुलर निकाला है डॉक्टर अविनाश सुपे, जो डीन है KEM के और डायरेक्टर ऑल हॉस्पिटल्स है. अभी यहाँ हो क्या रहा है, बीच में जो अटैक्स हो रहे थे डॉक्टर्स के ऊपर, उसके बाद में जो प्रिकॉशन लिया गया है और रिस्ट्रिक्शन किया है पेशेंट्स रिलेटिव्स को, वो सब देखते हुए एक्चुअली जो पॉलिटिशियंस रहेंगे, जो कॉर्पोरेटर्स रहेंगे, दे आर द ट्रस्टी ऑफ द कॉर्पोरेशन. और लोग क्या होते हैं, कॉर्पोरेशन का एक एरिया अगर आप देखेंगे तो 50,000 का 60,000 का राउंड अबाउट एरिया आता है. लोग आते हैं, अगर किसी को ज़रूरत लगती है, ब्लड चाहिए और एडमिट करना है, इमरजेंसी एक्सीडेंटल केसेस होते हैं, तो दे आर द पीपल एक्चुअली दे आर हेल्पिंग टू पेशेंट और उनके रिलेटिव जो भी है उनको मदद करते हैं. तो उनको प्रायोरिटी से अगर अंदर जाने को मिलेगा, अगर उनके माध्यम से मदद हुआ,
लेकिन ये तो डॉक्टर डिसाइड
कोई गलत नहीं है.
ये तो सिक्योरिटी गार्ड डिसाइड करते.
नहीं, ये सिक्योरिटी का क्वेश्चन नहीं है. ये तो अभी आप देखिए कॉर्पोरेशन हॉस्पिटल,
देखिए जो अस्पतालों में जो अटैक्स हुए थे, उन अटैक्स को हमने बहुत क्लोजली ट्रैक किया था इस चैनल पे, और हमने डिमांड किया था कि सिक्योरिटी लाया जाए हर अस्पताल में. और सिक्योरिटी लाया क्या? I'm accepting that about the state government, that the security came in. But I don't understand still why this circular is going out to doctors. Doctors are not standing at the door deciding who gets to come in and who doesn't get to come in. Now, if I'm sure all government representatives have ID cards that say that they are government representatives, once they come in past the guard, why is it necessary for a doctor to know who you are and how important you are? Also, my other problem, patients referred by them should be given treatment on a priority basis. So now these elected representatives are going to decide who gets treatment and who doesn't get treatment. What about the people who don't know an MLA or an MP or a corporator? This is actually picking up this entire political system and putting it on a pedestal. We are all going to have to find a corporator and befriend a corporator, and that person is going to have to take us to the hospital if we want emergency treatment. This is shocking and scary. Rita Gupta, go ahead.
I would say that what Sandeep Acharya was saying is not wrong, also it's right, but then I would like to say, if the common man, if the patient don't know any corporator, MLA or MP, so should not they be treated in a VIP manner? When the patient is very serious and a corporator comes and say ki my patient should be seen first, that is wrong. I think preference should be given to common people, because common people can't go to a private hospitals. So if you, because I go to a lot of hospitals like KEM, Sion and Nair, I have seen there are patients lying in the casualty, outside casualty in the hospital. There are so many patients very serious also. I think they should give a first preference, then the preference of the VIP patients. This is my saying.
You know, I'd like to make it very clear, you know, my party's opinion on this whole thing, that there should be no disparity. You know, every citizen is equal. So, you know, a recommendation from a corporator or any public representative doesn't make sense here. Everybody should be treated equally. Having said that, I also want to clarify that, you know, in the list of 40 people, so-called VIPs, there's a name of our group leader, Mrs. Rakhi Jadhav. I want to go on record that Mrs. Rakhi Jadhav has written a letter to the municipal commissioner saying that 4 things. One is, you know, she hasn't requested any list that her name should be added on. She's raised objection on this list, and she's asked for an inquiry into this matter, and then very immediately this circular should be withdrawn, because you cannot treat people differently. I mean, you know, the gentleman here was saying that, you know, there are times when the representatives have to go. But the fact of the matter is, if somebody is serious, he is the priority, not a recommendation from a corporator. The corporator is here to serve the people in general. Once he's a representative of the people, he does not be limited to his ward. He can represent anybody else. So I don't think there should be any disparity. Everybody should be treated equally, so that, you know, if there's a patient who's not well,
it's just well and good to say everybody should be treated equally, Clyde Castro, but we have the worst bed to patient ratio, the worst doctor to patient ratio, perhaps, you know, in several countries if we compare them. So the truth is, there aren't enough beds, there aren't enough doctors, there aren't enough nurses, there aren't enough x-ray machines, there aren't enough sonography machines. So someone is going to need to be prioritized. And my problem with all of this is, these people on this list of 40 are the ones who decide how many more beds will be added. These people want priority. They should be standing at the back of the line, because if they stand at the back of the line, they will realize we need more beds.
This is not true.
Okay.
I'll tell you fact. There are 4 major hospitals: KEM, Sion, Nair Dental, There are several other hospitals of corporations. Total bed strength is 11,570 beds. Annually, if you will see, तो आपको ये चीज़ देखने को मिलेगा कि वहाँ more than 1 crore OPD patients है, 9,50,000 मेजर माइनर सर्जरीज कॉर्पोरेशन में होते हैं. अब पूरे मुंबई से, महाराष्ट्र से, पूरे इंडिया से KM सायन नायर के ऊपर एक ट्रस्ट के हिसाब से लोग आते हैं. स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इस तरह से कोई भी यहाँ मदद नहीं करता. एक JJ का हॉस्पिटल छोड़ा तो मुंबई महानगर पालिका में जितने लेवल पे वो हॉस्पिटल में आते हैं, अनबिलीवेबल ट्रीटमेंट है. वहाँ कोई डिस्पैरिटी नहीं है. ये जो सर्कुलर निकला है, वेरी राइट सर्कुलर, और ये सर्कुलर निकाला है डॉक्टर अविनाश सुपे जैसे रिनाउंड डॉक्टर.
People are putting their faith in these hospitals. Why do you have a separate then?
कमिश्नर ने नहीं निकाला. प्लीज.
No, I understand. I understand. See, I agree with you, Sandeep Acharya, that let me put this very simply for our viewers. The WHO has norms. It says that you should have one bed for every 550 people. The state of Maharashtra has one bed for every 1,200 people, and a lot of those beds are not able to treat patients, which is why they all come to Mumbai. Now, why has the state of Maharashtra in the last 1 year cut its budget to healthcare?
Absolutely.
If this is the state of affairs, the state of Maharashtra has cut its budget to healthcare, not even increased it. Healthcare and education, they have cut their budgets. And it's because you've cut your budgets that you need to put people on top priority, low priority, very low priority, because you yourself, as members of government, are afraid you won't get treatment, and your friends and your family won't get treatment. What about the rest of us? I want to bring in here Dr. Mohsin Wali, physician to the President of India. Dr. Wali, thank you for joining us. This is an appalling state of affairs. Why do I need to know someone powerful in order to be treated at a hospital, Dr. Wali?
First of all, I congratulate your channel on the decent launch. Times Now have a good initiative launching this channel. Today is the inaugural day, I suppose. I wish all of you and viewers a great success ahead. Should I tell you one very important thing? When I was appointed with the president in 1990, once he asked during the interview, when I was being interviewed for the very important post, how would you treat me? And reflexively, I was a young doctor at that time, 31 years of age. I said, like any other patient. Then I realized that I am talking to the President of India, sitting in his study and talking to the President, Mr. R. Venkatraman. He's no more, though. So immediately I said the regard and love for your institution as President of India should be in my heart and not in my brain. And I explained it that when we deal with the VVIP, like in Delhi every day we do, our brain gets like a sympathized frog and we make lots of mistakes. So it is good to see all VIPs with the same frame of mind, with the same culture, and Maharashtra is very good in this culture. And I appreciate, I've been to Mumbai, worked in various hospitals, and I see this culture is very good, that everybody is disciplined and no VIP. If you ask the VIP in the queue, would you want a preferential treatment? He would immediately say, no, I have not come for any preferential treatment. I want all these people should be seen before me. So on papers there is different thing, and in their behavior it is, they can't say a doctor to take me out of queue and see me separately. They can't say it, even today, out of this circular. So the culture has to be there, as most of you have realized and said, discussed, that everybody is equal. Our Prime Minister also says, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. So all these things boil down to a poor kind of governance is taking care of this circular. It should be strictly confidential. If at all it refers to someone, it should not have been done in this manner. And probably when you have discussed it so frankly, they will take care of it. But what point I have to make is this: everybody is equal. In fact, those who are more resourceful, more VIP, they are supposed to send ahead normal people to be seen in preference to them, rather than they being seen in preference to the non-VIPs.
Dr. Wali, my question to you is this, since you did mention what life was like for you when you were a younger doctor, and I'm going to ask you this question. When a young doctor receives a circular from the dean of the institute or the dean of the hospital where he works, which says very clearly, all doctors of our hospital are to talk politely with members of parliament, MLAs, corporators and other public representatives. Patients referred by them should also be given treatment on priority basis. Attached is a list of these people. Isn't this sort of a veiled instruction saying that these are special people, treat them like they're special people. How will that young doctor who's just begun his career react to this statement? What does this statement actually mean? Read between the lines for us, Dr. Mercy.
Yes, very important. The members of parliament do have the privilege that by the act of parliament they have. But you see, the other people who are so-called VIPs, they do also have some privileges. If they are nice in their behavior, the same is reciprocated. But it does not mean that you should be rude to the other people. If you say I should be polite to a VIP, that doesn't mean I should be rude to your younger brother when you bring it to me for treatment. So it is decency that everybody should be treated nicely, courteously, in a very good humor. I add to this, we should treat our patients in a very good humor because they are very worked up when they walk in a hospital. I create a sense of happiness, a halo and aura of happiness around the sick patients. I reassure them. I ask my colleagues also to talk to the patient first thing that when you have come to the hospital, we will do
Dr.
our best.
Mohsin Wali, you might be,
right.
you might be a privilege. You might be at the privilege right now to have that option.
Culture for all.
You might be at the privilege right now to have that option, but if we ask, and we have visited the government hospitals in these cities and in various other cities, they're overrun with patients. They don't have the equipment. They haven't slept for days. How will these doctors treat anyone with politeness? I think we have a larger problem here that our government is not addressing. The problem of the fact that we don't have enough beds. We don't have enough nurses. We don't have enough resident doctors. Address those problems instead of putting yourselves in a fancy position where you're treated differently. And let me just bring in Balchandra Sirsat here, who represents the BJP. Please tell me, Mr. Sirsat, and let me call out the names. Dilip Lande is of the MNS, Jyotsna Mehta is of the BJP. There are several names here of the Shiv Sena, Rais Sheikh of the SP, Manoj Kotak of the BJP, Ajay Mehta, the BMC Commissioner. Several people again from the BJP and the Shiv Sena, Ujjwal Modak, Daksha Patel, Kamlesh Yadav, Sushma Sawant, Suvita Kamble, all of the BJP and the Shiv Sena. Why do members of the BJP, Mr. Sirsat, believe that they need special treatment? Are they better than us? Are we less than them in some way?
No, let me make it very clear. The circular has been taken out by Dr. Avinash Supe, not by taking consent of individual member, 40 members, as my friend has already told.
So you're telling me the dean of the hospital sat down and wrote a list of 40 names completely on his own?
I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that. Dean of the doctor, this Avinash Supe, how he has prepared this list, I don't know. It is without knowledge of municipal commissioner, as Mr. Sandeep Acharya has already mentioned. It is without knowledge of the councillors. He has written these names, but let me tell you, there are 227 councillors. And 40 people he has named this year. Next year, standing committee chairman will change. All committee chairmans will change. Is he going to serve this circular every year with the fresh list?
Shouldn't the government have asked that question already? Shouldn't the government have asked that question already?
No, I'm coming to the same point. So BJP condemn this circular, this culture, this thought process in the mind of hospital administration. BJP does not demand any VVIP treatment. Patient should be given priority based on their criticalness. Patient should be treated properly. If they are not treated, many times accident cases reach hospital and hospitals say ventilators are not available. No, let me complete. Let me complete. Ventilators are not available, and they see. I have a case here from Sion Hospital, and then I talked to the dean, and then he helped me. See, initially patient accident case of Chembur went to Sion Hospital, ventilator not available. Doctor said you take to Nair. Doctor said you take to Nair. The dean of Sion Hospital
is here right now. Let him answer your question. The dean of Sion Hospital, who's Dr. Merchant, is with us right now. Dr. Merchant, did you turn away a patient? You said
no,
that
but
you
then he admitted later on. Later on he admitted.
Because you called him.
Because I called Dr. Merchant. I know him. So he admitted the patient.
So Mr. Sirsat, that's a point. Here's our problem. What if this patient did not know Mr. Balchandra Sirsat of the BJP? That patient would not have got preferential treatment at Sion Hospital. Dr. Suleiman Merchant, Why were patients turned away and then brought back because you received a phone call from someone of the BJP?
No,
I think this is appalling.
One sec. Can I speak now?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think it is being misquoted completely. What you have to understand is that we have started a process whereby every ICU bed will have a ventilator. But till such time, there is no ventilator available. We generally tell the people who call that there are ventilators available at KEM or Nair and vice versa. And that's where patients are shifted. Instead of coming here and then not getting a ventilator and then losing their life, it is better that they go to a place where a ventilator is available. Why this ventilator is important is because private hospitals charge 20 to 25,000 rupees every night for the ventilator. Most of the people go and then come when their resources are kind of down, and that's where we come in and help. But it's not because somebody calls. Anybody who walks in also gets the same kind of a thing. In fact, there are standing instructions.
But Mr. Shisa just said that he called you and then you admitted the same patient who you had referred to Nair Hospital. Is that true?
No, I don't know about this patient. I don't think Mr. Shisa has communicated with me in recent times.
The chief medical officer said you please take to Nair.
You just said Dean. Yes, yes. And
not
then
the Dean. But basically what I'm trying to tell you, there is shortage of ventilators, shortage of bed is all right, correct. It's a correct situation. But no preferential treatment should be given to anybody.
I'm glad,
anybody. There are a lot of NGOs. There are a lot of NGOs available, and they are working in the medical field, and they are doing dedicated services to the medical field.
Mr. Shisa,
they are not in the list of 40s.
I'm very glad that you are sitting here on my show on live national television have accepted the fact that there is a shortage of beds, shortage of nurses, shortage of ventilators, shortage of budgets. Now please explain to me, representing as you are the BJP in Maharashtra, why did the government of Maharashtra cut its budget for healthcare this year? Is the government of Maharashtra and the finance minister of Maharashtra not aware of the fact that we are short of beds and ventilators and doctors like the ones on our panel are working day and night to keep people alive?
See, it is not question of cutting budget for 1 year. We have to have construction. Bed cannot come with the budget. We have to have buildings. We have to have additional infrastructure available.
So put the additional infrastructure. That's what you're there for.
See, Mumbai is loaded because district hospitals are not working properly.
So fix the district hospitals. Don't give me excuses. You're giving me excuses. What have you done? If you've cut the budget, not by 100 or 200 crore rupees, by 700 crore rupees you cut the budget this year. Because, let me point out, you are making monuments. You are making tourist attractions where people can come and see large statues. What is more important? That people like Dr. Suleiman Merchant, who are telling us that he doesn't have enough ventilators for patients who are dying, shouldn't you be focusing on that? Instead of increasing the budget, you all have cut the budget? See, where is the logic in that?
See,
and you come here and tell me that you
accept. Are not there in Sion Hospital, not because of budget. Budget is already allocated. It is failure of Dr. Avinash Supe, Dean, who has not acted on the budget. Up till now, the purchase process has not been completed. Budget is already allocated for the ventilators. Per bed, one ventilator. Budget is already allocated, but he has not acted on it. It is failure of hospital administration.
इसमें दो इशू है. जी बोलिए. कॉर्पोरेशन में अगर आप ये जो VIP वर्ड थोड़ा निकाल दो, they are people representative. लोग उनके पास जाते हैं, लोग उनके पास मदद मांगते हैं, तो अगर कोई
आप फोकस इस पे फोकस
बजट के ऊपर फोकस करूंगा.
बजट के ऊपर
कॉर्पोरेशन का बजट इज सफिशिएंट. इट इज 14% ऑफ द टोटल बजट, टोटल इनकम. देयर 25,000 करोड़ का बजट है. लास्ट ईयर 37,000 करोड़ का बजट था. इस टाइम जो बजट दिया है 11 करोड़ का बजट है. 700 करोड़ रुपीस कैपिटल वर्क्स में है, उसके अंदर जो भी है. तो महानगर पालिका की जितने भी हॉस्पिटल्स है ओवर क्राउडेड है, ये बेसिक प्रॉब्लम है. डॉक्टर्स आर गुड. डॉक्टर अविनाश सुपे हो या डॉक्टर सुलेमान मर्चेंट हो, दे आर डूइंग मतलब अनबिलीवेबल वर्क काम कर रहे हैं. सुपर ह्यूमन वर्क. अब वहां प्रॉब्लम ऐसा है कि अभी KEM हॉस्पिटल में जितना एरिया रहेगा उसमें जितने बेड्स रहेंगे और ओवर क्राउडेड अगर आ रहा है, आउट ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, आउट ऑफ बॉम्बे, सब जगह से लोग आ रहे हैं, तो कितने लोग दे कैन टैकल.
पिछले 3 साल में कितने बेड्स ऐड किए गए?
नहीं, बेड्स तो कंटिन्यूसली ऐड हो रहे हैं. पिछले 3 साल में अगर आप देखेंगे तो 3 years back, 4 years back, there are 9,400 beds. अभी 11,500. और अभी जो 2 साल के अंदर भगवती और कुपर और सब डेवलपमेंट जो हो रहा है, वहाँ 1,000 से भी ज़्यादा बेड, 13,000 बेड अकोमोडेट किया जा रहा है. स्पेशलाइजेशन उधर वहाँ हो रहा है, स्पेशलाइजेशन अलग-अलग सिस्टम्स में डेवलप कर रहे हैं.
Why was it that the constant argument is that people are coming from Maharashtra to Mumbai for treatment? Why is it that Maharashtra has cut its state budget for healthcare, Sandeep Acharya? Is that not true?
Yeah, it's
true. Isn't that a wrong thing?
स्टेट बजट कम किया है तो फैक्ट है. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का भी प्रॉब्लम है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने भी कम किया है. वेयर एज WHO के रूल्स क्लियर कट मेंशन करते हैं, WHO नॉर्म्स क्लियर कट करते हैं कि तुम्हारा टोटल बजट जो रहेगा, GDP रहेगा, GDP का 4% तुमने खर्चा करना चाहिए. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट 1.25% बजट का खर्चा कर रही है. महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट राउंड अबाउट 1.2 या 1.15% खर्चा कर रही है, विच इज टोटली रॉन्ग. 99 में जब एनसीपी गवर्नमेंट आया था, उन्होंने अपने मैनिफेस्टो में कहा था कि 4% हम लोग खर्चा करेंगे. बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट ने भी 4% का डिक्लेरेशन किया था. लेकिन हेल्थ केयर के ऊपर, क्योंकि वहां इनकम साइड कुछ नहीं है, नॉर्मली वहां खर्चा किया नहीं जाता है. ऑन पेपर कुछ दिखाया जाता है, प्रैक्टिकली खर्चा नहीं किया जाता है. Whereas मुंबई म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन इज डूइंग एक्सट्रीमली वेल.
So this is then Balchandra Shishar, this is the Shiv Sena that we have to say thank you to, not the BJP.
It's not Shiv Sena, and if Shiv Sena has taken out this circular, I condemn.
No.
I condemn.
According to Mr. Acharya,
if the Shiv Sena has taken out,
the BMC is doing enough work, but the state government has let us down.
Ventilators are not there. Ventilators are not there per bed. It has been sanctioned.
No, but if the
it has been sanctioned, it has been approved.
Has to be raised
it has been approved.
The BMC for 20 years.
If money is there, see, there is administrative delay in the process.
So why aren't you questioning them?
My question to you,
administrative delay in the process.
Hang on, sir. My question to you is, why did the state government cut the budget by 700 crore rupees?
See, regarding state, I have not studied state budget.
You have not studied, so you don't know. That's a good answer.
Mumbai Corporation, I can talk detailed.
So
budget,
you have no defense for the state government having cut its healthcare budget by 700 crore rupees.
I don't have
information. Why don't you question them that the fact that the state government cut 700 crore budget, he doesn't have an answer. But what about the budget, the health budget or the medical budget of the BMC? Why aren't they providing the ventilators like the doctors are asking? I mean, you can't keep blaming the doctors all the time. If the infrastructure is not provided to them, how can you blame the doctors all the time?
Dr. Merchant and Dr. Sagar Mundara. Dr. Merchant, you answer first. Here's the question. Is it true that this entire failure is from hospital administration and not government, that the money has been sanctioned but not been used?
That's not true. In fact, since our new commissioner took over, there has been a very rapid progress in procurement. This one ventilator per bed was in fact my idea, which got approved just 3 months back, and it is in the process of rolling out. So it takes normally 2 years to come through, but we're going to fast track it and probably do it in 6 to 8 months. So that is the thing when things will be much better.
Mr. Shirsat, I will warn you against attacking the doctors, because I've just been handed by my team, is very efficient. It's given me the numbers on what the Maharashtra government spends on healthcare, and it is a slap in the face of every sick person in the state, let me tell you. So before we point fingers at the doctors who are working day and night to help people, I suggest, and if you need the documents, I will hand them to you, to take a look at what the Maharashtra government is doing. And it is appalling. It has cut its spending, ladies and gentlemen, to health and nutrition schemes. And I will remind you that the Maharashtra government has a special amount of energy and money that it spends making memorials, keeping its eye very clearly on the next election. It's very clear what the priorities of the Maharashtra government are. And we should also, Mr. Shirsat, if you need those numbers, I will give them to you. Dr. Sagar Mundara, what is the state of affairs at KEM Hospital and the other hospitals in the city? Why is there a need for priority among VIPs?
See, one thing that I would like to say is that the dean or the senior doctors or anybody for that matter who is working in the hospital, their hands are so tight because they have such a scarcity of the staff, a scarcity of ventilators, scarcity of medicines. In that, KEM included, I think our dean sir does whatever is possible to reorganize those available assets in the best possible manner. As you very correctly pointed out, the basic issue lies in the deficit in the health budget, which has been going on for a number of years now. Now this year itself, just 2 months back, the central government passed the National Health Policy, in which they have said that they will increase the expenditure on healthcare to 2.5% of GDP from the present 1.1%. Now just 15 days after that, the Maharashtra government comes up with a health budget wherein they reduce it by 700 crores. So if you have so less resources, we have to work. I'll tell you, it is really very difficult to work in the conditions and the dean of any hospital. It might be Dr. Merchant sir, it might be Dr. Supe sir, it might be JJ Hospital dean. I tell you, they work 24/7 to see that any patient, be it a VVIP, a so-called VVIP, a person who's on the road, if any patient reaches them and he is not getting treatment, they do whatever is possible so that he gets the treatment. It is the hierarchy above them that are least concerned about all of this. That is what I feel.
Sunil Yadav is the corporator from Andheri in Mumbai who made the suggestion that VVIPs get a special list. Sunil Yadav, इस लिस्ट की क्या जरूरत थी?
हाँ बोलिए, क्या पूछा आपने मैडम?
सुनील यादव, मुझे ये पूछना है कि ये जो आपने 40 आपने सजेशन दिया है कि 40 नामों की लिस्ट निकलनी चाहिए और आप लोगों को स्पेशल ट्रीटमेंट मिलनी चाहिए अस्पताल में, इस लिस्ट की क्या जरूरत थी?
नहीं, पहले तो ये कोई मांग मैंने की नहीं है, सबसे पहली बात। और ये जो मैं गए आधे घंटे से मैं चर्चा सुन रहा हूँ, घटना कुछ घटी है और उसका रिफ्लेक्शन कुछ अलग है। पहली बात तो मैं बता दूँ कि ये मैटर जो है ये केएम हॉस्पिटल का नहीं है, ये कूपर हॉस्पिटल का मैटर है। कूपर हॉस्पिटल में पिछले 7 अप्रैल को एक पेशेंट था सूरज यादव नाम का, जिस पेशेंट के ट्रीटमेंट के लिए वहाँ पर डॉक्टर अशोक कोलीकर के वहाँ पर बैठा था और उसको 35 टाके लगे थे और 35 टाके लगने के बाद उनको एडमिट नहीं किया गया। मैंने जाकर कूपर हॉस्पिटल के डीन को रिक्वेस्ट की कि उसकी हालत ख़राब है, वो चल नहीं पा रहा है, उनको थोड़ा एडमिट करो, आप डरा हुआ है। तो डीन ने तुरंत लिख के दिया कि इस पेशेंट को एडमिट किया जाए, जो राइटिंग में मेरे पास है। और वो कॉपी लेकर जब मैं डॉक्टर मनोज कोहली के पास गया इमरजेंसी वार्ड में, उन्होंने कहा कि डीन ने लिखने दो या और किसी ने लिखने दो, मैं उस व्यक्ति को यहाँ पर एडमिट नहीं करूँगा। और मैंने कहा सर मैं नगर सेवक हूँ, बाद में मैंने उसको एडमिट करना चाहिए, डीन साहब के दिया, बोले मैं कोणालाही ओळखत नहीं और मैं करूँगा नहीं। इस प्रकार की भूमिका उन्होंने जब लिया तो मैंने इस विषय को आरोग्य समिति में उठाया और आरोग्य समिति में मैंने ये पॉइंट ऑफ ऑर्डर लिया कि सामान्य लोग जब अस्पताल में आते हैं तो वहाँ का डॉक्टर रूडली बिहेव करता है और रूडली बिहेव नहीं होना चाहिए। इसलिए इस हॉस्पिटल में जो एवरी पर्सन इंपॉर्टेंट है, हर आदमी को वहां पर अच्छे तरीके से ट्रीटमेंट मिली जाए, क्योंकि कोई रईस आदमी महानगर पालिका के अस्पताल में नहीं जाता। ये सामान्य गरीब आदमी वहां पर पहुंचता है, तो गरीब होना कोई अपराध नहीं है। और वो अगर
जो सर्कुलर निकला है अभी सुनील यादव, इसका ठीक ऑपोजिट वाला सर्कुलर निकला है कि अगर पार्लियामेंट की एमपीज एमएलएज कॉर्पोरेटर्स आए तो प्लीज उनसे अच्छी तरह से बात करें। सागर मुंडाडा जो डॉक्टर है हमारे पास, सागर जी, Dr. Mundada, why are you rude like this to all of your patients? Why don't you have a better bedside manner?
Yeah, there are 2 to 3 things which I would like to clear. In this case itself, the person, honorable person is saying that 35 stitches were there and he felt that the patient needs to be admitted and he went to the dean. Now let me be very, very clear about this. A doctor spends around 10 years becoming what he is, a doctor, okay? So let the doctor decide whether admission is required, whether admission is not required. In today's society, sadly, many people themselves have become self-declared doctors. They decide what line of treatment needs to be given, which patient needs to be admitted, which patient does not need to be admitted. They themselves have become self-functioning doctors. That is a strict no. Please don't do that. It's a request to everybody. Not only the corporators, but to the common public also. Everybody has become that.
नहीं सर,
secondly, please let sir complete करने दीजिए. Sir complete करने दीजिए.
नहीं आपका जो डॉक्टर
करने दीजिए.
हाँ.
सेकेंड थिंग मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि जो रूड बिहेवियर की बात कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर्स की, मैं आपको एक बात बताता हूं। रेसिडेंट डॉक्टर्स जनरली ऑन देयर इमरजेंसी डेज वर्क फॉर अराउंड 30 to 32 hours at a stretch, doing work which is very, very critical, which requires constant usage of their mind. Now after 12 to 14 hours, because I'm a psychiatrist, I'll tell you, your mind does not work properly. And after that, your basic tendency to get irritated increases. So you can do whatever you want. After a certain limit, the doctor is going to get irritated because he is a human. Let's not forget that. Rather than giving emphasis on increasing the number of doctors.
Doctor,
just keep saying that the doctors keep
Doctor,
talking
since you're a
rudely.
psychiatrist, I just like to make a point here. You know, what you said that, you know, fair enough, I have sympathy for the doctors who are working 12 hours, 14 hours.
He said 32 hours.
32 hours.
32 hours.
They have stress on them, fair enough.
In AIMS,
but it does not mean that just because they are stressed out that they treat the patients in a different way.
What I'm saying is, it's not 12, 14 hours.
Yes, I'm coming to that. I'm coming to that.
Research that shows when you work for 30 hours, you're effectively a drunk person.
Faye, I'm coming to that. What I'm trying to say is that, so these doctors, then there has to be a system in place where these doctors should not be overburdened. So they should not be working that long. So there has to be a system in place where they have relievers.
There is a Supreme Court.
Nice to the doctor. I'm not accusing them.
There is a Supreme Court judgment
they will have
which
relievers
says
when the government uses its budget in the right way.
That's
And
exactly
the
the
government
point.
actually puts
That's
the money
exactly the
in the
point.
right
Yes.
place. But we have a government right now
That's right.
that has actually cut its budgets.
That's right.
Our country spends 1% of its total GDP on healthcare. Our state, the state of Maharashtra, spends 1.2% of its total GDP on healthcare. The numbers are shocking and the numbers are appalling. The International Institute of Health Management Research suggested to the state of Maharashtra that it increased its spending by 7,400 crore rupees in this financial year. What did the state of Maharashtra do in reaction? They cut its spending by 700 crore rupees. That is why doctors are working for 32 hours a day. That is why they're being rude to patients. And in all of that, you have the audacity to come up with a list of special people. You cannot justify.
See,
You cannot justify.
soldier on the line of control says, 32 hours are over, I will go to bed. Soldier on line of control can say like
These
this.
are not soldiers, these are doctors.
These are soldiers, they are health soldiers.
You
they are health soldiers.
No. How dare you ask for special
Yes,
treatment?
definitely.
How
Soldier
dare
on
you
the
ask
line
for
of
special
control cannot say, I will go to bed now. 24-hour duty is over.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We work for almost 36, 40 hours continuously. Nobody goes to bed. We still do our duties. We are trying to say that
who has
more doctors
never
are
read a book about medicine. No one has forced them to go to the
They
hospital.
have spent 10 years in education. They have
One
to
second.
serve.
Let him embarrass
Nobody is
himself.
telling no. Nobody is telling no.
Every doctor.
But if these
Government
people
has
ask for
paid
preferential
you are
treatment,
embarrassing
that is
yourself.
wrong.
One second.
One second.
Everybody, just 1 second. Mr. Balchandra Shishlat, let me remind
मैडम
you.
मेरा विषय अभी तक कंप्लीट हुआ नहीं है, आप पूरा विषय सुनिए प्लीज.
1 second. 1 second. If Mr. Balchandra Shishlat is
Hello?
using this common ploy, 1 minute.
मैडम प्लीज मुझे जरा 1 मिनट बोलने दीजिए.
If Mr. Balchandra Shishlat is using this low-hanging fruit of calling on
madam,
the
1 minute
honourable
मुझे
name
बोलने
of our soldiers of our country to wiggle out of every uncomfortable situation, let me tell you, we are not falling for it. These are doctors. Doctors are required to be prepared to handle very, very stressful situations. Their jobs are very different from the jobs of soldiers. Do not use the honour of our forces every time you find yourself in a difficult situation. Let me go back to Padma Shri Dr. Mohsin Wali, physician to the President of India. Dr. Wali, is it fair to say doctors are like soldiers and they should work because they have to pay back the money that the government spent on them? So it's okay if we cut our budgets by 700 crore rupees, let them work 32 hours, plus they shouldn't be rude to any of us, or at least the 40 of us who think we're special.
Can be very superficial, very tiny. It would be in 1 minute.
And, you have so much prepared for this program. I congratulate you. You see, the very circular is not in order. The very circular is not in order, number one. Number two, doctors have to do their work. They're very disciplined. There's no need to compare the doctors with soldiers. They have a different duty. We deal life. We have to be alert. We have to be healthy. And we have different working condition. The very fact no budget should be cut, India is already spending much less, and I was happy to see new health policy which Mr. Nadda has brought out, in which they have increased the budget requirement for the health. They have increased slightly. In fact, it should be further doubled in the coming years, which our government, I am sure, will do. You see, we are working at a very tight position. I have worked in very crowded hospitals of Delhi, and sometimes, as we have discussed, situation is like that because a patient is going for the lack of ventilator from one hospital to the other. So there is a need to augment health services. That way, Maharashtra health services are very good in their MCD-run hospitals, municipal corporation hospitals, and we should further improve the services. We should educate the patients when we should go to the district hospital clinics and when to go to the referral hospitals. This system should be developed, and with kind of attitude we have towards the doctors, it should always be respecting by the society towards the doctors, and doctors would do their best always as they are doing. Our doctors are second to none in the world. They know the subject, they are very hard working. And if I may tell you, you permit me, the National Health Services in UK and also in America, they are running by Indian doctors and Asian doctors to the best of their efficiency. So we have produced the best doctors, and our doctors are the best. They need also respect, but at the same time, hospitals need funding, beds, budget allocation, ventilators, and at the same time nurses. Nurses are also very important because so many medical colleges have come up and coming up, institutes are coming. We are short of faculty, we are short of nursing, we are short of equipment. So our government, Central Health Ministry has also got a tremendous job to provide all this infrastructure for the common man, which this government is probably bound to do in a short time.
Yes.
Because it is working in that direction at least. So we should be very cordial with each other, and doctors always, I can assure you, doctors always have respected all VIPs. For us, every patient is a VIP, and that culture should prevail, not that one should jump the queue type of culture. And naturally, one patient who is more sick, we try those patients. And with that kind of attitude, we have to work in the hospital emergencies. But in routine OPDs, which are very crowded all over India, all government hospital OPDs are very crowded, we have to have a real restraint. And the patients are very polite, kind, and they keep the time and they wait for the doctors because they want their work to be done. As far as
Dr.
this
Ali,
issue is concerned,
let me right now, on behalf of this channel, acknowledge the work being done by doctors all over India. I apologize if you have in any way, if any member of my panel has offended a doctor in this country. We have tremendous respect for the effort that you put in, and we have tremendous respect for the doctors who have worked in our country.
We really work hard.
Yes, they really work hard. I want to bring in a couple of viewers who have called us on the phone line who have a message for us, Dr. Wali. 1 second. Amit Das is on the phone line from Navi Mumbai. Amit Das, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes. Amit, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. My first question: who are the VVIPs? Who are the VVIPs? I do not know who are the VVIPs. Secondly, if
patient, answer to your question is
my
patient.
first question is: who are the VVIPs?
Yes.
Patient.
Yes.
How they are defined is VVIP.
How do they decide? Yes, absolutely. How do they decide that their lives are, or their friends' lives, or their families' lives are more important than any of the rest of us and our friends and our families? Anurag Singhal is on the phone line. Go ahead, Anurag. What would you like to say? Anurag? We seem to have lost the line to Anurag. I know that Sunil Yadav had something to say. Sunil Yadav, I'm coming to you, but I want to point out that there is a newspaper article that came out today where they have quoted you, Sunil Yadav, saying, if doctors behave like this with public representatives, referring to yourself, you can imagine how they behave with poor people. So I suggested in the Standing Committee and the Public Health Committee to provide priority treatment to those referred to by representatives in help of patients in need. So you did suggest that people like you should be allowed the ability to represent or to refer patients to hospitals. Is that not true?
Voice is not reaching. Can I respond?
Yeah, respond. That voice that we seem to have.
See, basically, every public representative has a responsibility towards the people. When the patient approach public representative, it is job and duty of the public representative to go along with him to the hospital, refer to the doctor, talk to the doctor, recommend for better health care.
No, but I think
And
you're
that is what is
misunderstanding.
being,
No, I don't.
that is
I think
what
you're
is being done. That
misunderstanding
is what
the
is being
job
done.
of a public
Now
representative.
let us take one specific example of 35 stitches.
No, you're misunderstanding
I don't
the
know,
job
30
of the public representative, Mr. Shirsat. You seem to have misread our constitution as to what your job is as a public representative. Your job as a public representative is to take the needs of the people to the planning committee of the BMC, to the state assembly, or to the parliament, and pass policy and regulation and budgets and actually do work that improves the conditions in the hospital, so patients don't have to come to you in the first place for sifarish, so that they can get treated, because their families are currently suffering and they might die. So nobody, you should be working towards a system where there's nobody in this country who knocks on your door saying, please cancer hua hai, please hamare saath अस्पताल aa jaiye. What sort of a system are you saying? You people are building that system because it makes you more powerful. You want sick and poor people to come to you with a begging bowl saying, Saab, please हमारे पास आ जाए, हमारे साथ आ जाए, अस्पताल आ जाए, please डॉक्टर से बात कीजिए. Why is that situation being created? Because you people have cut the budgets. If you had put enough hospitals and enough beds, and if the state of Maharashtra had enough primary health care centers, people would not come to you begging. You would not be powerful.
I don't agree with this.
You don't agree. Let's keep them poor.
I don't agree.
Let's keep them begging. And then they'll come to you and they'll make you more powerful, and then they'll vote for you the next time. Be honest.
Normally
Be honest. What is your job as a representative
in accident case, emergency cases are approaching.
Are you judging what is an emergency case?
Yes, definitely. Accident is emergency. Yes, I will judge. If there is an accident, if there is an accident on the road, will it not be emergency panic case?
If there is an accident on the road,
if there is somebody having tuberculosis, tuberculosis is not emergency.
Hang on. If there is an accident on the road, there should be a state-of-the-art, state-owned ambulance with paramedics and equipment.
There is ambulance 108.
That picks up that patient, takes them to the nearest hospital where they get treated without question. You have created a system that you perpetrate so that people who are poor have to come to you and beg. And then that makes you important. And when you have to beg for enough people and create sifarish for enough people, it makes you very, very important. And that is a system you enjoy.
Now listen to me. The patient was taken to Cooper Hospital. 35 stitches were applied. After 35 stitches, patient was in very bad condition and he wanted admission, maybe psychologically, and doctor refuses. And Dean, do you think Dean is a doctor? Dean is a doctor. Dean insisted you admit him, and doctor says I will not do it. It's a ego. It's a ego problem of doctor.
Your ego. Unfortunately, I have to wrap up this conversation, but I just want to point out to our audience that this conversation is a symptom of a larger problem. The conversation is a symptom of a larger problem. These people want to be important. They're not asking for anything else. They're asking that they be put in a position where they can refer patients. They can be put in a position where they can decide if a patient needs to get admitted or not. Who are these people? What is their job? They're elected representatives. One second, I have to wrap up the show. They're elected representatives who have to simply pass budgets and ensure work that they are not doing, and they're not doing to keep us on our knees so that we have to keep crawling to them. And they'll do us these magnanimous favors that we will return with votes. Well, I'll tell you that on this show, we don't fall for that sort of rhetoric. We have the numbers, and the numbers stand against you. We have the worst healthcare budget perhaps in the world, and there is no way to justify that. And you cannot use that to make yourself more powerful. We demand on this channel that the state of Maharashtra apologize for its healthcare budget. And the slap in the face of every sick person with an accident or tuberculosis in this state because you've let us down. We demand that everyone on this sheet of paper that is, let me also remind you, according to our grand constitution in our country, violating the right to equality. You are not in any way more equal than I am. You've broken the law. It's illegal. Apologize. Withdraw this circular and put out a circular saying that if someone who is MP, MLA, corporator and anybody else important shows up at a hospital, he will stand in line like the rest of us, because that is the only way he will realize he's perpetrating a system that is completely unfair. Stand in line like the rest of us if you can, and then we'll talk. Thanks for watching.